Oh my God. Synap has found the god tier rat spot. The rat becomes master sprinter, leading towards this final round. A top 5 situation for Synap is 100% available if he does not get spotted. DCG now with the boys at NIP down below. They're trying to do anything. DCG need a little bit more right now. This is not enough to breach into the top 6. NIP holding too strong. It should be GG's. Another team now here. DCG now out. Keenitron Club drops on Ink and NIP oh strong. They hit the 70-point marker. RRQ still alive up top. They're now getting KP here too on top side tracks. Synap is still alive. Synap is still alive. NIP is now dead. RRQ on the tracks. No Name now gone. Fight now breaking out. Wen trying to stay alive. Rampart Wall is blocking the LOS. Synap is there. Top 6 situation. DCG now dead. RRQ is not seeing the rat down below. They found him. They can't see him. The angles are too good. They literally can't get Synap. The toes are getting shot. E36 now gone in 6th place. They finally spotted him. RRQ now across the zone, getting shots down on everybody. RRQ just needs to make sure they don't get sent on. JDG trying to fight for their life to kill off Wolves Esports. Oh my God, a Newcastle wall. JDG might make shit shake with that one. Low ground team needs to make sure they don't get walked up on. This is great right now for JDG. RRQ! Don't have the shots yet. The Newcastle wall is holding down big time. Floating with an overpeak. Trying to get KP. They're trying to stay alive. Everything going down. Shuby with the Redski. The Trump Club now gone. For Fun getting KP. RRQ drop on down. It might be a For Fun W who have now breached inside the top 3. For Fun from out of left field are now inside the top 6. And even the top 3, man. GG's, bro. Wow, that ending could have went any way. For Fun, Panda Squad takes it from the opposite side of zone, moving on in from Countdown. Beautifully done, bro. Beautifully done. And if you are the Dinos, you are devastated. That was maybe worst case scenario based on who just top dogged in that game number 9 going into game number 10. That is not good. The leaderboard will be shook indeed. And we are going to have right there, match 9, For Fun, 21 points. RRQ in second with 13 points. JDG get 12. Keenitron Club get 10. Then it goes Wolves with 8, E36 with 4. Then NIP get 10. DCG only get 5. Shopify get 2. Aurora get 4. PXX get 4. Genji gets 4. And VKG gets 7. Now listen, man. Listen, I got to say this real quick. Game 10 is going to be a bloodbath. If Game 9 looked like that and squads playing hyper-aggressive to make up for their KP and their points to get inside that top 6, it is going to be insane to witness this last game of this set of 10. And the overall leaderboard with 9 legend bands look like this. We got Team RRQ in first, For Fun in second, Wolves in third. Don't forget right there how good For Fun, RRQ, and Wolves just played. They actually just make GK drop from first place all the way down to 4th. And that's what I'm talking about in these situations. 71 points, I said, should be enough. I'd be mind blown to make the top 6. I don't think it is anymore. It might not be enough. That was the worst case scenario for everyone in the top 6 who just had a bad game. Genuinely. NIP is going to be in 5th with 70. E36 with Sex with 69 points in 6th place. JDG going to be in 7th outside the marker. Dinos fall out of the top 6 in 8th place with 64. Zipline Mafia in 9th. DCG in 10th. And then it goes SR, Gen G, Keenatrope, Ty, VKG, Aurora, Neo, Virtus Pro, PXX, and Flat. I could say confidently right now, this is where things get a little bit shaky and competitive integrity is going to be maybe.
Clear the way. It's time for the Big Bang. Time for a blow up.
Even with a very small chance, same thing with Ty. Keenitron Club can maybe do it with a 30-point game, but it's looking really grim for 13th place or maybe even 12th place all the way down to 12th. Now, in this situation, this is where it gets dicey. These bottom teams that don't even have a chance to maybe qualify in, what do? It's game 10. You know it's their last game at LAN. Do you just play for a W? Do you keep going with what you want and play for a win and go to zone? Or do you just feed your face off, brother? Do you just say fuck it and run Revenant, Ballistic, Axel, Do you go for the grief mode, dude, and just run insane comps? And now this is where for the top 6, it is actually terrifying. This is where it gets really scary. You think the hardest part is done? Hell no, because now you have to avoid all the chaos from maybe 8 to 9 squads looking to feed their face off knowing they're going home. That is why this is so deadly. I could say with almost 100% guarantee we are going to watch someone in the top 6 or close to the top 6 without a doubt get griefed. No questions asked. No questions asked. Someone is going to. Overall, Legend Ban is going to be Alter. Ooh. And now it makes it even harder, baby, for resets and to avoid conflict. Alter's now gone. Wow. So Alter, Fuse, Sparrow, Watson, Valk, Gibby, Maggie, Seer, and Crypto are gone. Those are the 9 legend bans heading into game number 10. Overall kill leader is floating with 23. Overall damage leader is going to be floating with 13.7k. Overall damage diff leader is no name with 3.9k damage differential. Or was it 4.2k actually? Let me see real fast. The fuck just happened? Okay, whatever. What the fuck? I just bug out. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. Well, there we go, man. Game number 9 now done. Game 10 in a little bit. Holy shit.
This is what
wow,
all
man.
Teams are competing for the chance to
wow. Holy fuck.
In the history books of EWC. It doesn't get any
unreal. Did I scroll sideways? How the fuck do you even scroll sideways, bro?
That's right, Glitter. It doesn't get any better than this because we're going into the final game.
Oh my God, dude. All right, let's get some predictions going, man. What do we think? Any team outside this top 6 do we think makes it on in right now? Anybody? Anyone? What are our takes? Which teams outside the top 6 right now make it on in to be here, bro? What are we thinking? JDG, Dinos, Zipline Mafia. Fuck yeah, bro. I think those are all very good calls. I definitely think Zipline Mafia for sure can make a statement. I'm hoping Dinos do come back. This is where I just have to take my emotions out of this, dude, completely. I mean, I try to do all the time, but this is where my emotions just have to completely leave my body when it comes down to this game 10. I need to go completely just fucking emotionless, dude. I have to. Because someone that I like and a team that I enjoy watching is getting eliminated right now, bro. This shit is so tough, dude. This shit is so tough. I mean, yeah, I think Dinos is a great shout. I want to point out right now that Group B is low-key getting hounded this lobby. Right now for Group B, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Group B teams inside this lobby, and 4 of them are facing elimination inside the bottom 10. The only one is Wolves in that Group B. And then now for Group C, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 out of the 5 Group C teams are actually inside this top 6. And then for Group A, we have 1 Group A team inside the top 6 with the other 4 outside of it, and 2 of them in the bottom 10. So, I mean, Group B right now is low-key getting shafted. I got to keep it stacked in.
And
insane.
You're absolutely right. I mean, I thought he was going to be a little bit
SR could go nuclear right now.
Honestly, Snipe,
dude, if SR wins or something happens where a bottom 10 team drops like a 35-point game, I'm not kidding, bro. I actually have to get a pants check.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter.
I might bust.
He's only thinking about
I don't know if my body can. I might actually bust. I don't know if I can handle that, dude.
And what those points differential would have meant to them heading into
I can't cap.
Because it still is that close. We've seen.
I need Shao, baby. I would love Shao. Again, bro, there's just too many teams when I say that. I'm just like, oh, I want these guys to win. I can say that for every squad right now. So many teams I love.
Him in the actions per minute, I was just like, yeah, would have died there. Would have died there.
Hey, what's the guesses though on Legends? What do you think the most weird legend we're gonna see is for the bottom 10 teams that literally can't qualify? What do you think the most obscure legend is gonna be? What's our guess?
Now that we've been able to make it to the match point finals, but JD Gaming, I mean, JD Gaming is
Mirage. I think someone's gonna play Mirage, 100%, dude, guaranteed. No doubt about it. Someone is playing Mirage. I literally could not agree more. Yes. Agree.
I mean, even seeing when we get to the second page as well.
Lifeline, Vantage, Ballistic, Vantage, Rev, Octane. Octane's a good shout, bro, for sure. I think someone might whip out the Mirage, the Revenant, and the Octane. Low key, bro, I think Ballistic, Axel, and like a Revenant would actually not even be bad, which is insane to say. It's not like good, but it wouldn't be bad at all. I'm just excited to see what the fuck is going down in these games, bro. Start this bitch on up immediately with 10, bro, please. Please, please, please. Come on, man. Give me something good, dude.
it's a little bit of copium, but Effect would have to put on
Please.
a lights out performance.
Get something going. I mean, Aurora literally can't do anything.
You know, the
I mean, at the end of the day, all these teams at the bottom, bro, literally need to drop like 35 to 45 points. It's just literally not going to happen, bro.
for fun for the first
Sadly.
team.
Yeah.
Vantage pop out. We saw Vantage already, so I guess it's not that crazy.
So they're definitely having fun. They
Advantage for sure could happen.
likely secured themselves, but there
Definitely is a
still
little
chance
copium.
if, you know,
Couple
a lot
copium
of
here.
Teams don't show up in this game. But
My
honestly,
biggest
if
cope
you
right now
look
is that
at
SR
their
could
one
qualify
player
in. That's my
underdog
biggest cope
getting
takeaway from
this,
this
a
one
lot
so
of
far.
that roster has had very unfortunate events leading up to this, not making any grand finals in the past few events.
Wig, I need some water. It's really dry in the arena. Here you go.
With the stakes only at the top 6 moving on is very
Let me know if you got it.
I mean, even then, you know,
I'll take a little bit to get there.
I've known Nags for a long time. In Cinetic, we had him pop off already in Pro League. And him saying himself that, hey, all I had to do was believe and play the way
I can't believe Alter got banned in game number 9. Loki got a fire, though. I'm kind of happy. Last game, bro, without Alter is going to be literally insane.
Very common in this competitive esport. And he just made
It's gonna be pretty
it happen,
nuts.
and they're here right now.
With an Alter gone game 10, I have no idea what we're going to watch. I mean, a lot of probably fucking, Wraiths coming on in, for sure had to. So I definitely a little bit of Wraith gameplay coming on in the mix. Again, I don't think it's going to be like us just, we're going to see one comp across the board. I mean, we're now in a game 10 situation with 9 Legends banned. Again, I do think these bottom 5 squads are going to just hound people. Also, here's the one part that other pro players always talk about for this format that they're not a huge fan of. Let's say, like, the boys, well, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but let's say like a bottom 5 team has a vendetta against like a squad that they don't like here in this situation or the team next to them. They could just run them down. Like, don't forget right now, Flag could just run down Gen G for.
How is this character this underused at this
I
stage?
specifically remember Snipes saying, why are they not using this broken character?
Yeah, literally. I was like, it took till game 9. We kept talking about the legend bans, and for that to move on, we used to see that character banned first or second pack, you know, not even 1 or 2 events ago. And now we're at this point. So we talk about the, you know, it'd be really interesting to see the comps coming out into this game 10 because of so many legend bans. I mean, a lot of these players are probably digging pretty deep into their character pool and how they can
Quick pause. It's important to highlight why Zipline Mafia wanted to get the KP, the mid climb right there too.
Bro, Spider-Manning.
But the mid climb, and also highlighting the fact that Flat now are down to a solo, with Zipline Mafia knowing what they need to do to find themselves in the top 6. Anything, any KP with 63 points, 1 point difference between themselves and Dinos, 2 points between Zipline and JD Gaming. That is just how tight it's been as we take a look at the audience. But man, this zone is pulling all the way up to the north on World's Edge. The cheers from the Zipline Mafia fans, man. We saw them try to take that fight over by Pride Rock on the outskirts of Mirage Etoile. They knew what was at stake here.
All the way from Kazakhstan to support the boys at Zipline Mafia. They just need 6 points to get into that 6th place slot. But honestly, Vicky, the fact that you have to kind of prey on the downfall of other teams in this lobby to fall so that you can take their place is one of the craziest things, but hearts are gonna break today.
Happens to every single LAN, and it always saddens me, but this is what happens when you want to climb your way to the top. This is the level of competition that we have on our hands.
It's what you scrim for. It's what you wake up early for, or 20 minutes before scrims if you're some people, it happens, right? But you lock it in. You give up everything in order to be your best, to get into those match point finals, to hoist that trophy, and back into the game we go. What a place to come back out, by the way.
Drop said not today. They're going to avoid taking any damage as they take the portal, avoid the nade. Heard that Arc Star, and Drop now moves up together with the rest of GK. This is the risky part too. When you're at 71 points, you know the teams that want to try to trail up from behind you, may not have anything to lose, want to be able to scoop you up, try to diminish your chances on making it within the top 6, but they do get away because PXX showface against TIE. We get to see Zipline now follow up on the double that they saw and take out onto Flat earlier before, but still down to a solo. That's what matters here. We have to see if they were able to get the reset, and it does look like they did. The fight over on the back end between TIE and PXX. I mean, PXX, no chance for them, honestly. I mean, sitting second to last right on top of Flat. Same thing for TIE. It's going to be really difficult, nearly impossible. But for Zipline Mafia, it's not impossible for this team. That's why they're looking to farm Flat. I mean, hey, more for us. If anything, we'll absolutely take those. You think we left? Absolutely not. Kazakh with the RE45. Flat get eliminated. They get the revenge for the Dino squad, and they get more KP while Gen G get eliminated. That's it for Gen G. They're outside the top 6. They only have 46 points in 12th place.
But Aurora wipe another team. And if we're looking for 75, we're still 31 points outside of that number. But team by team, as they fall, they're channeling the Aurora spirit of old, the Aurora that shakes things up and causes chaos. But they're just getting started.
What was this? Hello?
Imagine doing that in game 2.
I mean, maybe when they feel like they want some revenge, they want to grieve other teams, this is the different look of Aurora. I mean, they literally have to completely wipe out this lobby. Oh my goodness, the Cyber Park. Remember I talked about the Vantage? We have 2 Vantages in this lobby. And Neo running for their life as a solo. It's another one of these teams where really difficult last 9-game series. We've had 10 total games in the Survivor stage, and they are literally trying to survive. Dino 2, being one of the teams on that cusp, they still need to show face. You see Zyno on the other side with Shopify Rebellion on the other end with 52 total points, but the way that they're bunkering down from the other side, while Cole from NIP do find floating, that's going to be a really important fight to look at between JD Gaming.
For Dino now, in 9th place. You just kind of have to amped cover it out, hold on to your building, and do what you can. They had a 26-point win in map number 6, and it still wasn't enough to keep them in the top 6. For Zipline Mafia, currently 3 points outside that top 6. Aurora meets them on the outside of Geyser. At least you do have Kazakh on the path for some extra mobility, but choices are going to have to be made, and choices will be costly.
I mean, Aurora knows with the survey beacon, they know who's waiting for them at Geyser, and Zipline Mafia have way more to lose, obviously, than Aurora. That's going to be scary. RRQ, I'll be real here. are pretty safe. They have 80 points. They're literally in first place. It does benefit them when you look at the POI draft that goes into that final lobby. But that same pressure that applies to Zipline Mafia, Dino, JDG doesn't really apply there. While PXX know that, are trailing behind them, trying to harass them when you got nothing to lose, headlock in hand. See, by the way, in the feed, Cole still finding heads, still finding Zainu without giving up their position over to the north side.
To be expected. And you're 100% right with ROQ as you see Strafing Flame out into the distance, PXX hunting them down. It would take, what, 6 teams to leapfrog above 80? That's not happening. Statistically, they're good. But PXX still out for blood.
They're going to find Strafing while they're at it too, right? Any KP for them, but they just know at this point. Moving on to the next one, TIE being another one. Let's see how they're going to be trying to reset on the outskirts against WGR Neo. Another one of those teams here.
A little ballistic. I love the variety we're getting here into game number 10. The only issue with some of these teams down in that the bottom 15, right? If they point sponge the kills, the teams trying to get in top 6 will find it difficult. F-Chan, 1 HP, dives to the inside, ults come through, and when you have 1 member left standing, you're chasing down the white Grim Reapers.
We know they're now staying alive here and going to be able to get this reset as well as this finishing blow. It's just kind of those fights and the skirmishes over by Countdown, but honestly, those 2 teams being on the later half of things, not really at risk here, considering that they won't make it. But now you have Wolves, who have been in the top 3 this whole time, putting on a masterclass, dealing with the Griefers, the Grim Reapers, Aurora, but Effects is putting on a performance himself, but Wednesday's alive for now. He does get traded off, though. It's going to be Zipline Mafia scooping that up for themselves. Aurora get eliminated. They're out of this lobby. They won't make it for the finals.
Done with the tournament, as well as Ty out in 16th place. Back to Wolves we go. 78 points should seal the deal for them to advance on to match point finals tomorrow. For GK, NIP, Force 36, those are what people are looking to take. And it's Zipline Mafia trying to get the kills to do so.
This is so crazy from Zipline Mafia. This is such a good plan from them. They're claiming names, they're finishing these knocks. No name running for his life, but Wolves being another one of those teams with 78 points. Remember, For Fun got eliminated first. They are at 77 points and still in the top 3. A safety net, while Wolves, though, do overtake them. Getting that extra KP puts them in that 2nd place spot. Staying alive here and getting this nice drive by, because I hear Vantage, though, in the game. VP lose out on Prestis. Virtus Pro right now, being in the 18th spot once again. Another one of those teams, man, that came out swinging in Pro League, now falling short alongside Aurora that we said goodbye to earlier. But looking side by side at what's at stake, it's really Zipline Mafia who are cleaning up this KP.
Virtus Pro. The Virtus Pro are gone. Ran right into the trio of WGR Neo. Getting all of the loot here on the western side. Now we set our attention to where we need to go. Keep in mind, guys, VKG did get a care package. They do have a Kraber, and they are in the center of zone. But that team is in 15th place on the leaderboard. So keep tabs on who needs to rotate. Dinos on that eastern side have Kenotropes just outside of them. Zipline Mafia and Wolves coming from Fragment. And the epicenter team is Force 36, who have a longbow and have angles on the teams trying to make some of these moves. That's why we've seen them absolutely bully some of the teams rotating around that area.
And it's good because when you have to highlight just how many points you need, this is what this final game's all about. This is why you're seeing these teams
other side of those who will not be joining us. However, this survival stage gave us all of the drama, all of the excitement, all of the passion that you expect from an Apex Legends esports LAN. And what better way to kick off the anticipation for tomorrow's match point finals than to talk head to head to two of the teams who have just booked their tickets. Of course, I'm talking about NIP. Yeah, you can make some noise if you want. Representatives all around the house, all around the world. NIP, what an organization. Of course, GK Esports as well. This is a team that has been there. They know what it's all about. I've got Cole right next to me. I'm looking at him, and I think I'm going to start with you, Cole. You guys, man, that last game was something. I was worried for you back there. GK was out, waiting, watching. I'll get their perspective, but from your eyes, what was it like going through that final zone?
I mean, I don't even really remember it, to be honest. I was just so hyped about getting second and just knowing we called. Before it even ended, we knew we were called, so it was a great feeling.
Listen, I told you I would retire the nickname McLovin, but you are playing like the guy that everybody took note of when you were coming from the Challenger circuit. How does it feel to just be on your game right now?
It feels great. I'm just glad we pulled it back from the first 2 days and we're able to make it. And also, this is about the 4th time you've said that.
It's just so good. Bring it back, Cole. Bring it back. Okay, I got to switch over because he was getting mad at me. Keon, this is a group that I talked to you about earlier. This is a group that just feels right, fits your play style. These guys feel like they are home for you. You guys have made it into that match point finals. It's time to make history, but what does this moment mean to you making it out of Survivor stage?
I mean, we were down, but, you know, we're not out. You know, that's all that matters, you know. Bad draft, it doesn't matter. We had a bad draft coming here, you know, and we kind of figured it out going in to this elimination round, so we're excited.
Noct, I want to talk to you a little bit because you've been there with this.
To use surrogates so that we can have a legion of children before the apocalypse.
Was he serious? Was he not? I mean, it is documented.
Well, yeah,
like his beliefs are documented.
He was definitely
on this.
being serious.
Now, besides the obvious satanic clothing that Elon Musk wears, everybody already suspects this man as being a devil worshiper, and it's very hard for him to beat the allegations, especially because he's openly proclaiming his allegiance to the devil, bro, for everybody to see publicly. He literally has the Baphomet on the front of his costume titled the Devil's Champion. Now, this is actually kind of crazy to see, but I just came across a video that's even more dark, bro. I didn't think it could get darker, but you can't put anything past Elon Musk. Now, one thing I didn't know was that this man has 14 kids and 4 baby mothers, bro. I did not know that. And apparently this is one of Elon Musk's baby mothers, or however you phrase that, coming out and exposing him for this new agenda that he has with eugenics.
From, you know, you're a great mom, you should have more kids, we should have kids, my only limited resource is time, to then all of a sudden I'm pregnant, and he's saying that we need to use surrogates. He texted me, he said, we need to use surrogates so that we can have a legion of children before the apocalypse.
I have the direct quote here, but you tell me, this is on your phone, yes. So you might want to check it. To reach Legion level before the apocalypse, we will need to use surrogates. What were you doing when you got that text?
Probably at an OB appointment.
And, like, did you have any context for what that meant?
No.
And so what'd you say?
Laughing emoji.
Okay. What does he mean? Like, it sounds like you...
And then I told him that I don't really believe in surrogacy outside of, like, necessity. This works fine.
Was he serious? Was he not? I mean, it is documented.
Well, yeah,
like, his beliefs are documented on this.
He was definitely being serious. He was being serious in a lot of those beliefs. But, like, for example, he had also asked me, he said that I should have a C-section because I should elect to have a C-section because it's better for the brain size, for the head size. So it goes from, you know, you're a great mom, you should have more kids, we should have kids.
This man openly told his child's mother that he wants to build a legion before the apocalypse. Now, if what she's saying is true, if those text messages are true, then that makes me look at Elon Musk in a completely different way. He's not just the AI godfather at this point. Like, he's really trying to play God. Like, he's really trying to make it to a point where he runs everything. And for those of you guys who don't already know, Elon Musk has recently become the world's first trillionaire. Just a couple weeks ago, yeah? From the companies that he owns publicly. This man is in control of social media. This man is in control of data mining and data collection. This man has financial influence. There is not a single aspect of life that this man has not already or is trying to conquer. Even when it comes to actually giving birth. He said he wants to build a legion before an apocalypse, bro. That's not something to be taken lightly. Now, apparently, Elon Musk is not the only person in power who is trying to do this, because this woman right here exposes all of the elites who are trying to use eugenics to their advantage to create their own little mini army, mini legion, whatever Elon Musk is trying to do. Other elites, other people of power are trying to do the same exact thing, bro.
We are having an epidemic of elites trying to populate the planet and controlling the gene pool through eugenics. So let's talk about it, because what's up? My name is Laura, and I'm your donor-conceived person of TikTok. Elon Musk is the tip of the iceberg of billionaire elites thinking that their genetics are superior, and they need to infect our planet with mini-me versions of themselves. We've got CEO Durov, who's now donated his swimmers and has made over 100 kids.
100
Since China
kids,
has banned
bro.
domestic surrogacy,
Oh my God.
billionaires from China have been coming over to the United States since our surrogacy market is completely unregulated and making literally 100 kids each. No, that's not an exaggeration. They are making dozens, if not 100 kids each. And the fertility industry is completely catering to this. But it's not just about making a lot of kids. It's also about engineering these kids. That's why we're seeing products like Nucleus popping up, with marketing campaigns saying, make your best baby.
So after helping hundreds of people get results just like this, I'm going to be giving you guys access to the entire business system that allows you to make money directly from your phone. It's 2026, guys. I think that we both already know that starting an automated online business is the best opportunity to create financial freedom and the peace of mind that you are looking for. And let's just say that you decide to take the next step. I'll even send you over a discount code so that is risk-free. It's time to stop watching other people make millions and start creating the life that you want for yourself. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in our next group call. But let's get back to this video.
Or you can select embryos based off of height, BMI, eye color, hair color, male pattern baldness, IQ, autism. And this is something that is getting absolutely fueled by Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley has kind of become the home to the pro-natalist movement. This is Malcolm and Simone Collins. They are some of the figureheads in the pro-natalist movement who are supposedly working with and reporting to Donald Trump. And I want to explain why we need to be very concerned about the pro-natalist community. This isn't just about making a bunch of babies. This is not just about going forth and being fruitful. This is not just about creating kids, it's about engineering kids. They are very pro-eugenics. Eugenics has been really rearing its ugly head again. I mean, it's always been there, it's never gone away, but for lack of better words, it's becoming trendy. And Silicon Valley is fueling it. Families like the Collins are...
And the scary part about it is that people like Elon Musk are going to be taking advantage of it. Now, obviously, anybody can take advantage of it if they chose to, right? Obviously. But someone like Elon Musk, I really don't think I want a world populated with people like Elon Musk, bro. I really just don't. Like, if they all think like him, if they all have this idea of just world global domination, that's a very scary thought to have. That's a very scary society to have, period.
Screening all of their embryos to not just select the embryo that is most likely to be viable, but to screen it for things like IQ. Screening it for the most superior genetics. They are taking fertility care and turning it into Gattaca. When we hear people about upping the birth rate, they're not just talking about every single person just getting pregnant. They want very specific genes monopolizing the planet. And these people, to me, are no different than Dr. Klein. Dr. Klein, if you missed this, was the subject of the documentary Our Father on Netflix. This was about a doctor committing fertility fraud and, without consent, impregnating over 100 patients with his own swimmers without their consent. But Laura, that's completely different than these other couples. No, it's not. It's very similar. The Venn diagram is very close to a circle. It's all part of genetic narcissism. Thinking that your genes are superior and that you deserve to get them out there. There was one doctor in Connecticut who committed fertility fraud saying that he did it because he was handsome and he deserved to. All of these people think they deserve to. It's getting freaky. We are having an epidemic of elites trying to...
This is actually disgusting to think that this is what the world is coming to. This woman is exposing everybody. Elon Musk's ex-baby mother, whatever you want to call her, I don't even know what category to put her in, is not done, yeah. She exposed him for that comment of creating a legion. And now she's also exposing him for the way that he uses advanced technology to his advantage. Now, that part is obvious. I think that we all know that somebody like Elon Musk will use all of his technology to be superior. But it even goes as deep as manipulating society in ways that you will never even understand.
And in October, Elon tells me that he is ready to release his, in his words, anomaly in the Matrix.
Anomaly in the Matrix.
And I am like, oh, like, who's that? And he says that he has 10,000 lasers in space, referring to his satellites. I say, because I am, like, rather uncomfortable and I know the gravity of what he's trying to tell me right now, I say, wow, finally a focus on the Jewish vote. He keeps going and he says, you know, this is not a piece that they'll see on the chessboard. And I straight up tell him, I say, I would ask more, but I really don't want to be deposed. To which he says, very wise. Shortly after that, you know, he's involved with America Pack and all of this other stuff, and he's sending me some internal data from America Pack, real-time Delta vote metrics. And I am just like, how the f do you have this sort of data? You don't get this from door knocking, because that was one of my first jobs in politics was in campaigns and cleaning up this bad data from door knocking, because the vendors that America Pack is using at this point is a vendor that hires Craigslist crackheads for door knocking. And I wish I was exaggerating there, but I'm not.
I believe you.
I know, like...
Now, just for clarification, the caption of this video says, Elon Musk ex Ashley St. Clair says ex-owner alluded to using advanced technology in 2024 election along with gaining sensitive information about voting. A source close to Elon adamantly denies the claims, which if his ex is saying it, bro, I wouldn't put it past him, like I said.
I have caused harm with my rhetoric. However, I never, like, sought out to cause harm. Like, there were parts of me that really wanted, like, the best for the country, for America, for democracy.
Welcome back to a series show, Demon Time! Even Mizkif subscribed in today's video. Master of Demon Time! Mizkif has finally responded to the allegations by streamer Emiru in a 45-minute video. A while back, she accused him of SA blackmail and abuse, and Mizkif responded on stream. His first response talking about plushies was clowned on by the internet, but this time he's finally brought receipts. He talks about his reputation being destroyed and people on Twitter calling him a grapist. He points out contradictions in Emiru's story and goes over the main allegation of him putting his hands down her pants. He claims it was not SA because he stopped when she was uncomfortable. He points out that Emiru never actually filed a police report or got a restraining order like she said she would on stream. He calls out her lawyer's defense, calling the accusation her emotional truth. Extra Emily is somehow involved. Did somebody say Extra Emily? Not now, Dan, we're in the intro. He then talks about his close friends all dropping him and calls out Foosley. He exposes Ludwig's girlfriend Cutie for apparently manipulating things behind the scenes. He addresses the abuse allegations, claiming that hitting her with a phone was just an accident. Asmongold has responded. XQC's girlfriend Aiko has responded, calling Emiru regarded. Subscribe or you'll get hit by 2,000 plushies. You're cocked.
Let's up those numbers!
Now let's begin. Right, so Mizkif has finally gone Demon Time! basically recap, streamer Emiru accused Mizkif of SA blackmail and abuse, and then Mizkif proceeded to sue her for defamation. Well, he has now released a video going through his receipts and trying to debunk her allegations. Now, quick recap, we did actually have our own little beef with Mizkif here, because, to be honest, he's a complete moron, right? He tried to expose me because I'm a talentless drama channel, and then he went completely schizo, thinking that I'm, like, best friends with his op Tectone, because I guess we both hate Hassan.
That's what all of you drama slop YouTubers have been doing for years about Hassan. You literally were probably the same YouTuber that made, like, 500 videos about Hassan shocking his dog nonstop. He has hundreds of videos on Hassan? Oh my god, are you kidding me? Half your videos are about Hassan. Oh, of course this makes perfect sense now.
Demon time! I'm going demon time, bro!
There's nothing worse in this world than drama slop YouTubers. There's nothing worse. You want to just continue the narrative that Mizkif and Hassan are bad and that Asmongold and Tectone are cool. Because you are a slop YouTuber who is grasping onto any type of relevancy for dear life. Because you are literally a boring, irrelevant person without it. Your job until you die will be farming dramas on people you don't want to talk about, talking about things you don't want to do, and just continuing to act like a fucking 19-year-old version of Leafy is here.
Buddy, FYI, I love my job. This is pure passion. I love doing this. I would be doing this if this earned me $0. I love shitting on morons like yourself. It literally fuels me, it gives me life, it makes my career, and it entertains millions of people. So thank you for your service and your contributions to the legendary series. Anyways, he also tried to get personal and make fun of like me having no muscle while he takes steroids himself.
You do no research, and of course you're acting like Tectone. You're wearing the same kind of tank top that Tectone fucking does every single day when you have no muscle.
Anyway, so that completely backfired on him. Poor guy could barely break like 20 to 30k views, and the talentless drama tuber actually got 10 times his views. But yeah, I always said that that whole thing is completely separate from the allegations, of course. That is something always up to the judge and the court to decide. So let's check out his response here. Shout out WestJet, professional unemployed, for the coverage.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and the YouTube Music app all together.
Mizkif just dropped the Emiru files, apparently rebuttaling a lot of the allegations in a 45-minute long video. Oh my. Bro went full demon time. He even brought receipts. A judge has recommended that Mizkif's defamation claim against Emiru move forward. He uploaded a 45-minute video denying her allegations in full.
And it is time to go full demon time. I'm Matthew Renato.
My name is Walter Hartwell White.
In October of 2025, on a live stream to her audience of millions, she accused me of sexual assault, stalking, and abuse. I deny those accusations completely. I sued her for defamation, meaning for making false accusations that damaged me. After her October 2025 live stream, the accusations spread everywhere, and to most people, the story was already settled. I was guilty.
Hey, not your boy though, but I did say this. I'm not gonna accuse him of any crimes, obviously, but he is definitely guilty of being a cornball.
Yep, and I mean, we totally stand by that, right? Maybe not a criminal, but definitely a cornball. And I think one of his problems was that he's basically like a paranoid schizo that thinks that everyone is against him. And I guess it kind of makes sense because a lot of people like sort of hate him for some unknown reason. They're all trying to make fun of him. I don't know who exactly he like pissed off, or maybe it's like his general attitude, but he just sort of like comes out swinging for no reason. And obviously people have to fight back. Anyway, so then he goes over the Emiru allegations.
So here's the accusations that she made on stream. These are in her words as the judge quoted them. On October 2025, near the start of her live stream, by the magistrate judge on the account of the transcript, she said she was, and quote, finally going to be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, assault and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done towards me.
The psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail.
The first thing most people heard about was not that the accusations itself, it was that I had gone on my own stream and admitted to all of it. This is false. Full demon time.
Not gonna lie, his earlier response video was terrible, and a lot of people dismissed his side of the story because of it.
Not so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I've punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression.
Because of the plushie thing, a lot of people just dismissed him in a way.
Almost no one listened to my side. Before I went live, Emery went live first. She told the world that I sexually assaulted her, abused her, and stalked her, before I had a single word in my defense. I deny those accusations completely. The word that came next, rapist, came from everyone who heard her and ran with it. The verdict was in before I even said a single word.
Yeah, so this is the problem with these online allegations, right? People will just call you a rapist, instantly sort of jumping the gun, which is completely crazy, especially if you don't have the evidence. Obviously, we never called him anything like that, nor will we ever try to use
process in their mind of what the new world order looks like. We hear it all the time. But after watching, like I said, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, it really started to make me realize that their plans to change this world are a lot more intricate than we could ever imagine. And videos like this expose that. Make sure you guys do leave a like down below so more people can see this topic of conversation.
I have been researching one of the weirdest stories that I've ever looked into. It's about a once fringe movement among the tech elite that aims to replace governments entirely with corporations. Privatized societies run by CEOs, built for profit, not for people. Almost like they wanted their own little worlds, playlands, built just for them based on their desires. I eventually pulled away from the story because it seemed a little more silly than anything to be concerned about. But then I realized they might already be getting their way. Just look at Doge and Palantir replacing or breaking the basics of the government. The plans for a futuristic, privatized new Gaza. AI infrastructure growth that seems immune to public opinion, and invasions of countries seemingly at random.
A new power structure in society that will overcome the existing democratic power structures. When billionaires suddenly have a tremendous amount of power and democracy has been proven to be exceedingly vulnerable.
So I decided to dig back in. What is this movement? Where did it come from? How did the people involved get so powerful? Where is it going? And importantly, what can we do to stop it? Let's go back to the weird origins of all this. In 2008, Peter Thiel first got involved in philanthropy, if you can call it that. He opened the Thiel Foundation, a nonprofit that invested in building the world Peter Thiel believed in. And one big investment sticks out: the Seasteading Institute. The Seasteading Institute was started by Patry Friedman, the grandson of Milton Friedman, the famous economist who gave politicians the academic backing to rip off the global working class. The goal of TSI was to build self-sustaining societies at sea, ruled by new governments on newly constructed land. This was particularly appealing to libertarians who wanted to escape the constraints of modern governance.
The question of whether seasteading is desirable or possible, in my mind, is not even relevant. It is absolutely necessary.
Peter Thiel provided the seed money for this project and set up TSI with some office space in a conference room in the Palantir office. He also hooked Friedman up with one of the co-founders, Joe Lonsdale.
You know, we're the guys who create institutions that are changing the world, and we've changed a lot of industries so far here in Silicon Valley, but we haven't been able to change the government. That's a pretty hard one.
Silicon Valley changing the government
Isn't it so funny how every single social class, from lower, middle, and even upper class of people, all want to change the government, bro? No one is satisfied with what's going on in politics today, bro. Like, really thinking about that. It doesn't matter who you are and where you fall on the spectrum. No one likes the government. So much so that you have billionaires who are trying to create self-sustaining societies on water. I'll go. I will be the first volunteer, bro. That's all I need is a little bit of sunlight, Wi-Fi connection, and good energy, bro. That's all I need. I will thrive. But it's kind of crazy to see that. No one likes the government.
Exactly what Teal wanted. I spoke with one of the people who's been following the rise of this movement better than anyone else. Gil Duran, journalist and author of The Nerd Reich, to get a better understanding of the philosophy behind all of this.
There's a long history of people seeking to escape democratic societies or else to bring back monarchy or authoritarianism. In 1997, there was a book that came out called The Sovereign Individual. It argued that in the 21st century, two technologies would result basically in the overthrow of democracy and the demise of nations like the United States. Cybercurrency, which we would call crypto today, and the other one was advanced automation that would create a world without jobs, and that wealthy individuals who were savvy investors could profit from this coming doom and prepare for it by making the right investments. This book had a major impact on Peter Thiel.
And of course, it influenced the people Thiel was paying. Joe Lonsdale got to work. He started a nonprofit, California Common Sense, allegedly dedicated to transparency in government spending, so that voters could make a difference if they found things they were unhappy with. On the surface, that sounds great, but two founders of that nonprofit started a for-profit, OpenGov. OpenGov is a software service for government agencies to manage data. The idea of replacing democratic processes in the hands of all of us with technology in the hands of few was becoming less fringe, and other nonprofits with similar goals started popping up.
But while the idea of using technology to make a decentralized country had some illustrious backers in the mid-2010s,
I'm going to leverage technology to create a new
technology to make a decentralized country had some illustrious backers in the mid-2010s.
Let's not forget who she is. All right, let's not forget that. Let's just make sure everybody knows.
I'm going to leverage technology to create a new country. And yes, I did say country, not company.
It never really materialized on a serious level, but the think tanks would herald a few successful versions of their privatization plan.
Like Sandy Springs, Georgia, famously the first city in America to privatize nearly all government services. It was the darling of the libertarian press. Everything for profit, nothing public, and a consulting firm making a little cash off the taxpayers at every juncture. Those extra taxes for corporate profit started adding up though. Eventually, Sandy Springs unprivatized, saving taxpayers millions of dollars a year.
There are also nascent communities focused on Christian values that the network state media heralds.
Battleground Washington, where a data center billionaire is buying up all the property to own the town, the mayor is on his payroll, and Highland Rim, a series of developments in Appalachia run by the investment firm New Founding. And that's not even including the California Forever Project, a proposed tech city in Solano County funded by Mark Andreessen, Reid Hoffman, Sam Altman, and other billionaires. But what if this was never really about these little mini-governments? Here's Peter Thiel saying the quiet part out loud in 2010.
Technology is this incredible alternative to politics, and the task in this world where politics has become so broken and so dysfunctional is to find a way to escape from it.
Tech instead of politics. We already had Doge and Palantir becoming the operating system of the United States, with a stated goal of being more powerful than the governments using it.
How can we help the government stop the bad guys while also putting systems in place to make sure nobody within the government was doing anything inappropriate? So you have to have systems that watch the watchers.
After leaving Palantir, Lonsdale, through his firm 8VC, continued investments in what's called GovTech, tech for government clients. That's surveillance tech, AI drones, AI weapons, even tech to replace 911 with AI. all aim to replace, privatize, and profit from tasks normally attributed to democratically accountable officials.
What's happening now, though, is that the companies are becoming more powerful than the governments they serve. We suddenly have all these billionaire oligarchs spending so much money, they were
world's first trillionaire, by the way,
able to actually capture the federal government with Trump. So it's this interesting moment now where we're getting a glimpse of what government by technology company would look like.
And Lonsdale is working to convince you that we need this by making you scared. Lonsdale founded the Cicero Institute, a think tank that pushes anti-homeless messaging. Not anti-homeless messaging, but messaging attacking the homeless themselves, and even legislation creating concentration camps where unhoused people would do forced labor.
You actually can go into states, you can partner with governors, you can pass laws. Cicero's in 15 states, we're getting dozens of laws passed, and then we're gonna teach people that and go to the national level.
Riling people up is definitely part of their game plan. That's what we saw in the San Francisco recalls. San Francisco had a spike in crime during the pandemic, but so did almost every big city in the United States. Only in San Francisco, which has extremely low crime rates compared to most cities in red states, did they create this massive panic using social media and doom influencers to convince everybody that everything was worse than it had ever been.
And as Lonsdale got into nonprofits and think tanks...
And I'll be completely honest, that's one thing that I think about every single day when making videos. I never want people to come to this channel, look at the content that we make, and then look at life from a negative perspective. I don't want to be the doom conspiracy theorist, the world is coming to an end, we're all gonna die. That's not the point of these videos. The point of these videos is to educate yourself and equip yourself with the right information and skills that will put you on the winning side of the equation. That is it. The reason why I make these videos is because I want you guys to be aware of what's going on so you know how to move accordingly. If you know that Elon Musk is planning to do X, Y, and Z, then you can move accordingly so that you are not a victim of whatever he's doing. There are a lot of people who choose not to do research. There are a lot of people who choose not to inform themselves and be actually educated on impactful news, not fear-mongering news. Everyone wants to look at the fear-mongering news. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about informational news. I'm talking about when you sit down and listen to the podcasts of people like Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, or people who, or these billionaires who own equity in different companies. When you listen to what they say and what they think, a lot of people aren't willing to do that. A lot of people turn on the News 12 and they want to put on NBC News and ABC this, and they just listen to all the fear-mongering. That is television. They're literally painting a narrative that they want you to think and they want you to see. But people like this really show their true colors. They're too smart to lie. Understand that. A lot of these billionaires and trillionaires, they're too smart to be able to hide the truth because they're so involved in their world of technology, so involved in their world of this is going to be the plan, that they lose touch with the reality that most people live. If you're up here for long enough, you'll forget what it's like to be down here. And that's what people like Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, all these elites have in common. They will snitch on themselves. Bill Gates has done it so many times because he's detached. You just have to listen. When they snitch, pay attention and equip yourself with the right set of skills and the right information that will allow you to adapt accordingly without ever becoming a victim of the change. That is the purpose of these videos, not to make you guys scared. This is the bottom line.
Patrick Friedman, remember him? Milton Friedman's grandson, started his own VC firm with backing from Peter Thiel called Pronomos Capital, existing entirely for investing in privatized governments. In Honduras, Pronomos invested in the first government run entirely by a for-profit corporation, Prospera.
Prospera is this little enclave on the island of Roatan in Honduras that claims to be its own little charter city that was funded by American venture capitalists and has been touted as the flagship project of the network state movement.
But the real flagship project is something bigger. The entire United States government. It shows in policy. Remember the whole thing about taking over Greenland? That idea emerged and was celebrated by the people we've been talking about.
I think having a frontier is very healthy. I think part of America being great is that it's growing and creating more wealth for everyone. If the people in Greenland want to be part of us, if we can use those resources better and make sure Russia and China don't get advantages in the Arctic.
The Freedom City as a name didn't really gain momentum, but the idea is there. And the influence in the administration is clear. Joe Lonsdale helped staff up the Trump administration, and just recently accompanied administration officials to the Philippines to christen a new regulatory zone.
Just last week, we signed a historic deal with the Philippines, 4,000 acres, right next to Subic Bay, where we're gonna build a first of its kind AI native industrial park.
But I was there for a day in the Philippines with everyone. They're excited what you guys are doing.
That sounds a lot like a startup city. They've also embedded themselves with the rest of the right-wing movement.
I could not have envisioned that J.D. Vance, a Peter Thiel protege, would be the vice president of the United States. And so when Vance got onto the ticket, then it became real that this stuff could travel to the White House. In September